Today, guys, we are going to do a sample part 2 answer about describing a building. If you watched my last video, it was all about 7 and higher vocabulary to impress the examiner while describing a building. And as I said, I'm going to follow that up today by giving you a sample part 2 answer. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to use the vocabulary from last time because, as you know, when I give these sample answers for part 1, part 2, and part 3, I do not plan ahead because that is not fair to you guys. You guys don't have time to plan ahead for part 1 and part 3 on the exam, and you only have a minute to take notes. So I don't do that, okay? These are real, authentic answers. Therefore, they are very useful to take notes on, especially the spontaneous vocabulary that I use and the linking words and transition phrases I use to organize my ideas, and the pronouns and references that I use as well. These are all things that you need to do in your answer in order to impress the examiner and get high scores. All right, let's get to the sample. So the question could be, just grabbing my timer, the question is, describe your favorite building. It could be describe a building you know, a building that's famous in your town, blah, blah, blah. The strategy is what's important here. So as I've said in part 2, guys, first, directly answer the question, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is to literally describe the building. And then I'm gonna say how I feel about it. Why do I like it? Okay, why is this important to me? Why did I choose to talk about it? And then finally, think of a story connected to the building. Okay. I'll try not to go over 2 minutes this time. So it is a more valid example for you. I can tell you it's tough though. I could talk for ages. Okay, let's start. To be honest, this is not the easiest question to answer. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I've only lived here for, gosh, 6 years. It sounds like a long time now that I'm saying it. But my life is just around my home. I work from home, and my son and I spend a lot of time outside in parks and beaches and mountains. So, to be honest, I don't spend a lot of time in buildings. However, the first building that came to mind when I saw this topic was a famous building that's downtown, nicknamed the Big Pink. It's a terrible nickname, actually, but the reason why it's called the Big Pink is it's the most noticeable skyscraper downtown. And it towers above the surrounding buildings, which is not hard because our downtown is like not crazily impressive. So it towers above the rest of the buildings, and the facade is glass. It's all glass. It's all windows, and it reflects the beautiful colors of the sun and the clouds, and dawn and dusk are incredible to see reflected in this facade. It's not impressive to get to. I mean, there isn't a lot of amazing things located nearby, just office buildings mostly. So it's surrounded by your run-of-the-mill concrete downtown city buildings. And then there's this incredible shining glass structure. So this is one of the tallest buildings downtown, and the reason why I thought of it is because it has a very famous restaurant located on the top, which has 360-degree views of the city, and this is the first place that I ate at when I came to Portland. And that's 2 minutes. I knew I was gonna go over. So if you have time, of course, get into that story. So guys, these strategies aren't make or break rules, okay? I mean, in my answer, I didn't get to the last step of the strategy. I didn't have time to tell the story, but you know what? That shows fluency, guys. The examiner should stop you in order to think that you can talk for a long time, all right? It's best for a high score for the examiner to have to interrupt you and ask you to stop, because then she or he knows that you can talk, that you are able to communicate for a long time. So this reflects highly in your fluency and coherence score as well as your vocabulary score, because you have enough words to fill the 2 minutes. In fact, more than enough words. That's what we need to show, that we have more than enough ability to speak for 2 minutes. All right, for more secrets on what the examiner is looking for, go to our website, IELTS.allearsenglish.com, and get into our course today. It's called the 3 Keys IELTS Success System, and it's the only course which is guaranteed to raise your score. Check it out now at allearsenglish.com/KEYS. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber. And if you do have specific requests, comment on this video. I'll do my best. All right, that's it for me today. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you next time.